Alright guys, welcome back to another episode of GotGameTesters, where we play test board and card games for you. Today's game is a game called Runaway Train. Now it's not a typical train game because you're not picking up and delivering things like you normally do or build train tracks. You're really trying to jump off the train as soon as you can with as much luggage as you can before the train crashes. Now it's by a man named Tim Schutz from the TJ Games, and you can go to his website, tjgames.com. And there's one thing that really ticks me off about this, but I'm not going to tell you what it is, so let's just go ahead and check out the game. Okay, in the game Runaway Train here, there's two pieces to the board. The first one is the scoring and speed track, as well as just the main board itself down here. The scoring and speed track is pretty simple. Each player is going to place down their train to move around the track on around the board, and that's pretty simple. But then up here, let's just go ahead and take a quick look up there. This is the speed track, and it's pretty interesting. You're going to stick a little train here, and every single turn, someone's going to roll the die. And on the die, there's a green and a red number. Now, the green number is the one you're going to pay attention to every single turn. In this case, I rolled a 2, so the 2 would mean that we're going to move this train 2 spaces forward. And then on the next turn, someone's going to roll, oh look, another 2, it's going to now move 5 spaces. And what this means is that the train itself, down here on the major board, is going to move at that speed. So if it says that it's at a speed of 5, you're going to move this train 5 spaces forward. So as the game progresses, it's literally going to get faster and faster as you go. And there are points like here where there's a red spot for the brake die. You can roll, and whatever the red number is how many spaces you move the train backwards, so it slows down just a tiny bit, but progressively the train will get faster and faster as you play. The rest of the board here just has a bunch of different bonuses. It's got ×2, ×3, according to the luggage that you're going to throw out that I'm about to explain in a minute, which is the most important part of the game. As you throw out luggage, you get points for it, and then there's different modifiers, either giving you, +4 bonus for throwing out your suitcase, or a ×2 to your entire score. Like I said, there's a track switch here. The conductor's going to choose which way the train's going to move, either down this path or straight across on that path. But right at the end, just over here, you're going to see 2 different ways to end the game. The conductor's going to choose whether it's going to go off a cliff or if it's just simply going to crash. But in either case, there's a pause space, and the pause just allows you to make that last second quick decision before jumping off the train, before it either crashes or goes off a cliff. The only difference is that if you crash, you're only at -5 points. However, if you go off a cliff, you're completely out of the game. All the points that you collected mean nothing, and yes, it does come up a lot more frequently than you think. Simply that, there are just a couple other bonuses here on the board. Let's go ahead and talk about the most important part, which are the cards and the tokens themselves. The main crux of this game relies on you throwing out as many suitcases of highest value as possible, and you're going to do that in one of 3 ways, and that's why you have 3 cards. Now, the first way you're going to do this is throwing out with your passenger, aka yourself. So you're going to throw out the suitcase. Now, the person who throws out the lowest number suitcase is the one who's going to throw it off the train. That means that if I play a 1, I have a greater chance of throwing it off. However, ties do happen, so if more than one player plays this card and plays the same number suitcase, ties cancel each other out and they'll go to the next guy or whoever played the next lowest suitcase. The next way you can do this is by using Pay the Porter. Paying the porter, or the guy who's working on the train, he's going to throw out the highest value suitcase. But that's because he's going to get a tip, and that tip means you have to pay him points in order to throw out your suitcase. So if you throw out your 7 suitcase, unfortunately you also have to pay him the exact same value of your points. So if I throw out a 7 suitcase, I'm going to pay him 7 points. Unfortunately, in the game though, there are spaces that allow you to play ×2 or ×3 points, so you can pay him a fraction of the points that you're going to use to throw it out. There's also other ways to avoid paying the porter using your special token and one of the special abilities on these cards. The last way you can throw off your suitcases is by doing a quick switch, meaning that you're going to take somebody else's suitcase and switch it for your own. So they think that they're going to throw out theirs, but it's really yours. And you're going to do that by playing the exact same number suitcase as somebody else. Now, this is the hardest card to play, but it's the most rewarding because you go, I just threw out my suitcase, but you thought it was yours, my points, or something like that. Anyway, it's the hardest way to do it, but it's the most rewarding Because there's going to be two winners, two people who are going to throw out suitcases every turn. The person who wins the battle for the lowest and the person who wins the battle for the highest. So these two cards are not competing against each other. You're simply competing either for the lowest or the highest, and then you can throw the quick switch down. There are special abilities that come with each card. You can win ties on your next turn, or you can change one of your tokens out, or you can simply not pay the porter and trick him to throwing out your suitcase without a tip. And that's basically it. You use these three cards with the combination of putting down one token and one card every turn face down. Everyone reveals simultaneously, and you're trying to outwit your opponents by throwing out the lowest or the highest suitcase. The person who throws out the most suitcases and the most points is the winner. All right, guys. Well, we got my friend Kyle here today. Kyle, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself a little bit?
Okay, my name's Kyle, as Jarek said. I'm his friend, and I'm one of the most...
I've got friends.
Right. It's good to have friends. I'm one of the most avid fans of this this series that he does.
True fact.
I watched the first video at least 7 times. And
the worst one of them all, too. Oh my gosh. I can't believe we watched that so many times. Anyway, keep going.
Yeah, I don't know. Jarek and I have known each other for over a year. He actually I thought he was interested in my wife when we were dating, and so
I was already engaged, folks.
I didn't know that.
We were just friends. His now wife and I. Just putting that out there.
I saw him as a shark, as a threat, and so I avoided
That's right.
him.
Who can't resist this? Okay.
I can't, apparently. And
wow, this is a great start to the show.
We're both married, and so
not to each other. Maybe we should talk about the game.
Right.
Okay.
Let's get to the game.
This is going off a deep end that this show has never seen before. All right, Runaway Train. All right, let's go ahead. Theme. Did you like the theme?
Runaway conversation.
The Runaway yeah. Yeah, that's definitely the theme. Anyway, so did you like the theme?
Yes. Yeah, I love the theme. It's you're on a train, and it's out of control, and you're controlling the control.
Yeah, it's... That's kind of, that seems a little weird that you're controlling the out of control state. But yeah, I'm totally cool with it. I think it's new for a train game. Most people think train games, building, going, collecting stuff, bringing it back or whatever. This is obviously not that style of train game, which really, really caught on to me at first, and I thought it was a really great game. But then once we actually started playing it, first I was like, oh, this is going to be cool or whatever. And then it just became, when I read the rules, I was like, this is going to be so cool. Anyway, but we're getting ahead of myself. Obviously, we don't even need to talk about this very long. The artwork is hideous, but that's okay because it's just a prototype. He definitely needs to find somebody. He already told me that it's he uses kind of some clip art modificator, something like that. So, what?
Kid pics.
Yeah, so it's not really, it's not bagging on him, it's just because it's a prototype, so we're not going to go there. However, mechanics, the important part about this. Okay, what did you think about the mechanics?
My first time playing this game, I had 0 points until the very last round.
Yeah, it was, oh my gosh. It was like, Kyle, do you even understand this
and
game?
So my opponent's only tech at that point was, hey,
Kyle's basically
I'll move you closer to number 1 on the game board. And I was like,
yeah,
great.
Yeah.
I am not a game boarder. I'm not a game player, and so it takes me
gamer.
A gamer. There you go. It takes me a little while to get used to it. So if you're a newcomer into this game, you may struggle the first few rounds, first few turns, and then you may catch on.
But to redeem him though, this is the thing. When he played forever, I'm like, do you understand what's going on? Yeah, I got it. And then he would play something, and I'm like, what are you doing? And then moving on, he'd be like, no, I got this. Finally, it wasn't until one of the very last rounds does he do in one turn. He goes from 0 to in the lead. So it was brilliant. Now, which can kind of lead into the next topic, the fact that this is a game that doesn't necessarily have an ending point. So it's you're never out of the game. You never feel oh, I'm so far back. Some people might feel that way, but you've proven that wrong for sure, and that it's not hard to do it. This game can definitely you're in it until the end. It's not over till the fat lady sings, right? I haven't heard that phrase in forever. Anyway. So that's a good quality about it because I hate it when people feel like, oh, I'm not going to win or whatever. It's they've given up hope.
I had no hope until the end.
Until the end, yeah. And then you beat the crud out of us. Anyway. But it is kind of important to know that you are playing the opponents, not the game.
Right.
the mechanics are really simple. You've got 3 cards, and you choose one of the options from the cards, and that's it. So I love that mechanic. Like the fact that it's a minimalistic style, and like the fact that you're always trying to outthink the next guy. You know, and the problem is now you're outthinking 4 or 5 guys at one time. I mean, how did you fare with that? Like,
if you're a fan of Lie to Me, or if you think you can read minds, you will love this game. That's what it comes down to.
Yeah, and you can't. Okay, so there's some games that feel so out of control that you can play randomly, and it'll come out in your favor anyway. This game is not like that at all. If you play randomly, if you pick a random tile and a random card, you will not win. Okay, so it's not out of your control at that point. Anyway, so there are a lot of bonuses on the board though, right? Do you like the bonuses or not? Like, do you think it's too much, too little?
I think it makes a little bit of a difference. It may change your strategy for that one turn, but for me, it really didn't influence how I.
Because you like to play it slow, though, right? You like to make the train go slow.
I like to slow down the pace and build up to when it got to the multiple scores.
Right, the multipliers. Yeah,
multipliers. That was when it really took off for me. But the bonuses, I mean, if it tacked on with the multipliers, it was even better. Conductor
control, I'm not okay with the whole conductor gets to choose if the bonus comes up or not. I'm not okay with that.
Yeah,
but it's in there. Like, if you like it, that's fine. But almost every time the conductor chooses on prop, that. Anyway, so
to back jerk up, it does give the game more of a train mechanic. Like, every train should have a conductor and and call the shots.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know if you.
I don't know, but it's a runaway train. It's like you really shouldn't have any control of
that.
And
I don't know about you guys, but I've never seen bonuses laid on a track. So, I mean.
Yeah. Okay. But I mean, besides that, I think that some people complain that there aren't enough. Some people complain that there are too many. Some people think that it's just right. I mean, the only way that I personally think that you fix that is make a modular board. You have 2 sides to a board that you can flip over or whatever, and one has more bonuses, one has less. I mean, that's really the only way to fix it. And I think that'd be a great mechanic because then you can change up the game more. Not only playing against the other people, but playing against the board itself. I'm really. I'm really super. Yeah.
Let's just get to it. Yeah. The game, if one word, you can pick a superlative for this game, it's infinite. Because there's so much going on and the variables change.
Oh my gosh. Who's the host on this show? Anyway, let's look at this guy. Anyway,
sorry.
No, that's fine.
It's just the bow tie.
No, he's... yeah, because you look better than I do. Fair enough. All right.
Not at all.
So, he's right, though. The infinite possibilities makes it have GotGame. Because the fact that you're thinking, okay, what's this guy going to do over here? What's the guy in front of you going to do? What's the guy to your right going to do the whole time? And you're like, okay, who's the one with the most points? And then you're like, do I focus all my strategies against this guy or getting my own points? Because I know what he's going to do. Do I just ignore him, let him get his points so I can get my own? Or what? I mean, it's tough. It really is. I mean, to win that game, it's because you made some pretty good choices. I don't think it's luck. Everyone knows when the bonuses are coming up. Other than the train moving faster or slower, but even still, everyone can kind of calculate that. So, it seems like chaos because it's a runaway train, but it's definitely calculated. And that's all I have to say about that.
Yeah. Calculated chaos.
Calculated chaos.
Yeah, why not?
GotGame. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right, guys, and that was Runaway Train for you. Hopefully you enjoyed that. Kyle and I really, really like the game. Now, at the beginning of the episode, I told you that there's one thing that really ticks me off about this game, and that's Tim is not going to publish the game. Now, it is an awesome game. Awesome, okay? Obviously, the production quality is below par, but that's because it's a prototype. And he's actually going to put it on GameCrafter for you at a higher quality type in terms of boards and cards and dice and such for you. And just so you can buy it on GameCrafter at cost. But this needs to be a well-designed, well-published game. I'm telling you, it is a fantastic game. So you need to go out there and go on his website and bug him to publish this game, because this is really the one. This is probably the best game that we have playtested thus far, okay? So go there at tjgames.com, go to our website at GotGameTesters.com and email us if you have to. Also, we can send the emails to him. And that's about it, guys. So thank you for watching GotGameTesters, and we'll see you next time.